Hey everybody, it's Verna from StampinNotes.com, and this is a Wednesday edition of Farm Fresh Cards. It is Wednesday, April, I think it's the 27th today. I forgot to actually look. And 2022. And there's a little bit of snow on the ground here in western New York. Actually not on the ground, but snowing. And possibly going onto the ground. And a little disappointed about that after the great weather we've had, but we thank the Lord for what we have, and we know that good weather is coming. So again, my name is Verna Mullen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm located in western New York State. I live on a farm between two little towns called Canisteo and Greenwood, New York. So welcome to Wednesday Farm Fresh Cards. Let me straighten my phone a little bit. Looks a little crooked in the, nope, I gotta go the other way. Here we go. If you want to place an order with me in April, I've gone too far that way, use this host code right here, and with an order of $50 or more, and I will send you some little gems, a little gift, a little thank you. I appreciate your supporting my business. So this week has been really busy and winding down with wrapping up the old catalog. And I want to feature a stamp set today, a bundle actually, the Butterfly Brilliance, and this is the old catalog. It is on page 106, and it is 10% off if you buy it. You just have a few more days to get 10% off on it if you buy the stamp set. Isn't that gorgeous? And the dies. So I'll show you the dies to this card. Let me grab them right here. Brilliant Wings dies, and they're really cool because you've got your this die cuts your solid shapes out all at once. And then you have all of these detailed, you can see some of them I haven't used, these detailed dies for butterflies that you can die cut that would layer onto the top of this. You have a tiny, tiny butterfly there. I haven't played with this yet, but that either embosses or looks like it die cuts. And here's another one. And yeah, so this is a really cool set. The stamp set is all one piece too. I don't have that right here in front of me to show you, but so it's this, but it's all the stamps together. And so you can stamp them all once. It's really easy to do, especially if you have a Stamparatus. If you don't have a Stamparatus, you just use the big block and ink them up and stamp them all at once, or just ink up the one that you want to use. So you can still get 10% off on the bundle, the stamp set, and the dies if you order before May 3rd. So, hey, Teresa, it snowed here today, and I hope your weather is better out there, because that means it'll be coming our way. And today we have a fun fold to do. I've used the Butterfly Brilliance, the dies, they're Brilliant Wings dies, and there are no sentiments in that stamp set, so I'm going to use a sentiment from the Summer Shades, I think it is, stamp set. And this is a fun fold that opens like this. And today I'm going to make it with some of our new designer series paper that will be available next week to order. It's available now to demonstrators, but this is a Playing with Patterns designer series paper, and I'm going to use the Hues of Happiness, which I used Monday night in mystery stamping also. Cold this morning, but nice out there. Oh, well, that's good. So to start this card, I'm going to grab my directions, which I left over here. And we've got two different pieces of cardstock because we have a larger card and then a smaller card. And I'm using Starry Night, which is a new in color. Starry Night Designer Series paper. And so let's go ahead. We've got, I still can't find where I left those directions. Let me see. I wrote down all the measurements. Well, I'll just remeasure it on camera, and it's probably stuck to something over here. Also, before we start this, I did make a little envelope for our little card for last week, and I will post the measurements for this and how to make it. Oops, it's stuck. Probably some, oh, there we go. My bow came off there. So you can see this is very simple, and you guys may come up with a better one. This is the first one I did, so you can see I put the Designer Series paper the wrong way. But anyways, I would redo it and have it going the right way. And it makes a nice little pocket for our little pop-up cards. You can slip them right in there. And then I've used a Velcro dot. If you don't want to use a Velcro dot, you could just use glue dots, or you can make a belly band for it. So I will be posting the measurements for this little envelope this week. All right, let me take another look here. Let's see. So we've got our card base, and this is 5.5, and I think it's by 8.5. It's 5.5 by 8.25. All right, and that is scored at 4.25. 5.5 by 8.25. And it's scored, well, actually it would be scored at 2 3/4. If you're using the whole, if you cut it as 5.5 by 8.5 and then cut the end off, it's scored at 2 3/4. Okay, so it's 5.5 by 8.5. It's scored at 2 3/4. And I'm going to go ahead and burnish that down. And then our other little piece is 8.25 by 3, and this is scored at 4 1/8. 8.25 by 3, scored at 4 1/8. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to grab my bone folder. I actually worked from home today, and so it was really busy, and I don't usually do that. I work 2 days a week for my son at his law office, and I'm retired from Alfred University. That was my full-time job. Okay, so these are our two card parts. I'm going to score this one this way. All right, our Designer Series paper. You need 3 pieces, and this is the Hues of Happiness. Excuse me. 1 piece is 4 by 2 3/4. It's 4 by 2 3/4. Then you have a large piece that's 5 1/4 by 4. Then you have another piece that is 2 1/2 by 4 1/8. 2 1/2 by 4 1/8. Now I am going to, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not taking my trimmer away yet because I think I want to do a little bit of a mat around this to make it stand out more. So this piece that is 4 by 2 3/4. Nope, it's 4 1/8 by 2 1/2. I'm going to cut a piece of basic white, and I want this 2 5/8. By 4 1/4. 2 5/8 by 4 1/4. Let's see. Yep, that fits good. Now let's see if it's too large on here. Okay, so it's a little long, and I'm going to cut it down to 4 1/8. Okay, so this is 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm going to mount that right on there like that. I'm bringing in my liquid glue. Hey, Margaret. Oh, I know about technical difficulties. I was having trouble Monday night. Those computers, you love them, and then they're wonderful to have, and then there's times that you're just so frustrated with it. We're doing a fun fold card today. Okay, so there's our white. Okay, and that's 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. I'm just writing it down. And then we're going to take our DSP and mount that right on there like that. And actually, I think I want to cut that down to 4. And I will have all of these measurements finalized, and on my blog, I'll link it in Facebook so you can go there and get the measurements. Oh, there's some of those beautiful roses. I know, Margaret, it snowed here most of the day. My brother who lives in York, PA, called me and he was like, it's snowing? You know, that's Western New York. Okay, but Teresa said it was sunny there today in Indiana, a little chilly. All right, so we've got that on there. For my inside, I'm not going to put a white edge around this because I'm going to have a white sentiment piece, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. This larger cardstock base is 5 1/2 by 8 1/4, scored at 2 3/4. I think I said that wrong. Nope, I didn't. It's 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. That's what was wrong. I knew something was wrong. 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. Okay. So we've got this so far. We're going to take our small card, and this is 8 1/4 by 3, scored at 4 1/8. And it is going to sit this way in our card, just like that. But before I get there, we're going to put the DSP on the front, and I want a layer of white around this. So this is the one that is 2 3/4 by 4. And I think I'm going to make it 3 7/8. 2 3/4 by 3 7/8. Oh, Margaret, I'll have to look at it. Yeah, I'll be anxious to see it. All right. So I'm going to do my white cardstock at 4 by 2 3/4, 2 7/8. And that should make a nice frame for our designer series paper. I know I did yard work earlier the weekend was nice, and well, I think I was telling you ladies that the other night. Okay, and then we're gonna put our designer series paper here. The fields are kind of wet to get on, so, but they're not horrible. So I hope you don't get a lot more rain. Okay, there's our DSP. Now we need a sentiment piece for the inside, and that's going to be the same as our designer series paper on the front. So that's going to be 3 7/8 by 2 3/4. Let's see if this is big enough. 3 7/8 by 2 3/4. Oh, Monday you trimmed your rose bushes? Yeah, I have a forsythia that's fairly old. It's really large, and for some reason it's just full and big, but all of the blooms are like at the top where it used to bloom all over beautifully, and I don't know if it's because it needs to be trimmed down. I'm not sure what the deal is. All right, so this is going to go on the inside here. Whoops, not like that. Just like that. Okay, and then this is going to sit centered right here on the large part of the inside of our large card piece. That looks centered, I think. All right. Okay, so now let's decorate. This is the fun part. So I have die cut. I've used the Brilliant Wings dies to die cut the base for a large butterfly and the layering top like that, and for a small butterfly that I'm going to put on the inside. And this one I'm going to put here, and I'm just bringing in my glue and just putting little dabs. You could use the sticky self-adhesive sheet, die cut it with that on it, and it might be easier. Okay, and we're going to layer this. You have forsythia too, Margaret? I've got the wrong butterfly. Wow. Let me grab another one. Oh, it looks like I used it. Well, we'll come back to that. All right, so this is the butterfly for the front. And I'm just dabbing the glue where there's larger spaces. All right, and this is going to go on here. Just like that. Okay, and I've got a couple little die cuts that are still in there. I'm going to grab my tool and get them out. There's one, and then you can pick it up with the putty end of your take your pick tool. Here's the other one. There's something here too. Okay. All right, so I am going to put him on the front, but I'm going to punch out my sentiment piece first. And I'm using the postage stamp punch. Grabbing my ink. And my shaded summer stamp set. Well, hey, Chris, you did. Nice to see you here. Hello, Erica. Nice to have you here. Okay, so I'm using Shaded Summer for the sentiment, and I'm going to do Happy Birthday. This set is carrying over. You ladies that are new, if you, we have a Facebook group, stamping group called Inking Joy Stampers. And if you want to post, if you make a card and you want to post it in there, that's always fun. We love to see what everyone makes. We'd love to have you be a part of that. There's an old saying about the forsythia in snow. Huh, I don't think I've ever heard it, Margaret. I'm grabbing my dimensionals. I apologize for not being very organized today. I had to work from home and I got a little sidetracked. Dimensionals just make things better. It pops them up and gives dimension to the card. Okay. And I think I'll put this down here. I toyed with the butterfly, but if the butterfly goes there and you're trying to open it, it might be in the way. We'll put the butterfly up here. I'm just going to bend him a little bit to give him some dimension. And put a little bit of glue there. And he needs some bling. Oh my, we could do, well, let's use the waves. No, let's use rhinestones. The basic rhinestones. Actually, I think I'll use pearls. Let's see how these look. Yeah, it's kind of pretty. I'll just add 2 there. And then we need maybe one or 2 on this. Happy birthday. And I think we need a little bit of baker's twine. Yeah, for you ladies that weren't here at the beginning, and you saw last week's these little, we did these little pop-up cards or pop-out cards, and I did design an envelope. This is the first one I did, and you can see I've got the designer series paper going the wrong way on it, but I'll post the measurements for this if you want to make them. These are great cards for gifts. You know, just a little card to go with a gift. And I've used Velcro here. I've rounded the corners. You could just make a belly band, or you might even have a better design for a small envelope, but that's what I did. And so I'm going to make some more for those other little cards that I did last week. All right, so our card is done, and this is the fun fold. The only thing that didn't get done was I had the wrong size die cut for the butterfly, but this card, I stamped the butterfly from the Butterfly Brilliance Bundle, and it's a whole sheet of butterflies that are together, so I just inked up the small one that I wanted and stamped it there. I've used the large base butterfly die cut plus the intricate die cut on that, and then I've put a bow over here on this side, and I used the rhinestones on the front, on the butterfly on this front. This paper is the host paper that's retiring, so I will go back. I may end up putting the rhinestones on here. I kind of like it because, I don't know, I might like it better, but I'll finish it and I'll post it. If I change it, I'll show you what I do end up putting on it. So thanks for taking part today, and I hope you have a great week. If you comment or share, I will put you in a drawing for a little something special, and I hope the snow stops. So I'll be back next Monday night for Mystery Stamping right here. Take care.